podcast with Presley Haile. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for taking time and
Yeah,
coming on.
man. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and like this completes like the infinity gauntlet of all the, all the artists. With we had Niles on, we had Grace,
Oh, nice.
and
And Nick.
yep,
Oh my
it,
God.
yeah. So
Happy to add to the gauntlet. That's awesome.
I only said because I just watched Avengers the other day, but
We've
yeah,
been watching it lately too.
man, kids are so spoiled today. I had like the old
Yeah.
cartoons and stuff, and had to use a lot more brain power. I feel like than they do today. But yeah, I just love the. It's like it's still like to me, it's still magic. It's just all
I
the
agree.
all the technology and everything, and because back I wasn't as like when people were like, "You have a color TV." I wasn't on that precedent, but I was close. But yeah, I man, I'm gonna listen to your music today, and I did a duet of your video, and somebody because I was wondering how I could describe your voice, and somebody put a comment. If she's an avid watcher, and Cynthia, she said, "Your voice just gives a peace," and
Oh,
I thought
that's
that
so
was a
sweet.
I thought that was a great description because
That's
like
very kind.
yeah, and it really does. It reminds me of like the first time I heard Emmylou Harris
Oh, man.
of it's
Well,
just
thank you. Thank
it's
you.
yeah it just puts me it's funny and if you know like I me and the mandolin we're not there yet but listening to your music your voice is so good when I finally get around I'm like man there's a mandolin in there and I totally miss it because
Are you learning how to play mandolin?
no I my buddy had one, and I didn't even want to look at it. Because, and it's funny, like I was going through. I always like you go through the credits, and I just saw like Nick plays the mandolin, right?
He does, yeah.
And I was like, I was wondering on the podcast we did. I'm like, did I bring that up? That I'm just not a fan. He's probably sitting there like, man,
Oh,
I
you're
play
not a
that.
fan of mandolin. Okay, I
No,
got it now.
it's I there's bands that do it a way that I can listen to it.
Right.
It's like the trilling. It's like the
Yeah.
ukulele when it's not, you know,
Yeah.
to like a
I could see
metronome.
that. Yeah, I get that. I'm not mad at you for that. That's okay. Like,
That's funny. Yeah. But man, yeah, like your voice and when it's I'll use like Chat GPT. I say, tell me Presley's origin story. And it's like you've been doing this since like single digits, like it said 9.
oh, that's wild. No, I sang in church. Like, I got the lead in a church play. I went to just a Baptist church in Hamilton, and I got the lead. I was Esther in a church play, and that was the first time my parents ever heard me sing. But I was 8 when that happened. But no, I didn't start playing guitar until I was 16. But I appreciate ChatGPT for trying.
Yeah, it's always funny when you do that and then you talk to the actual person and they're like no and it's nice that we're still a stranger to the robots
Oh,
and
absolutely. Yeah, that is comforting. I do appreciate that actually. Like, that's cool. But no, yeah. Yeah, church, just singing. I was a really shy kid, but my parents got me a karaoke machine when I was 4 for Christmas one year. Because, I mean, I was obsessed with Hannah Montana, like any little girl. And, I just wanted to be her. I wanted to perform. But they got me that karaoke machine, and I would just hole up in my room and, from dusk till dawn, sing karaoke songs on that thing. And my mom used to tell people that, like, I couldn't hold a tune in a bucket. I'm glad she never told that to my face. Probably would hurt my feelings, but it never stopped me. And yeah, I mean, the church play when I was 8. And then my stepdad, I met him when I was 8. He really pushed me and my brother to get into music. And yeah, everything just kind of started then.
nice
But
Just a simple karaoke machine. Was it? Did it have like cassettes?
No, it was a CD karaoke
CD.
machine, and also you could like hook up your little like iPod to it. So any songs that my mom had on her iPod, we could listen to like a speaker out of the karaoke machine. It was great for us. Like we loved it.
Did you have a favorite song that you'd sing?
Oh man, I mean, Love Bleeds. Def Leppard was one of my favorites. You know, like Love Hurts. I loved that one, and I think. Gosh, what's that one? Blowing in the Wind, that Bob Dylan song. That was on one of the karaoke tracks that were on there. They were just like popular collection songs. And I remember that one. I remember there's a Guns N' Roses song. I can't remember what it was, but there's a few. And my brother and I had fun with those. But
Now, when you first started singing, is that when you knew like this is what I want to do?
I felt like I always knew I wanted to be a singer. Like my whole life, I tell everybody that I came out of the womb singing, like I was always humming a tune or making up some song, wandering around on my bike or something, and writing something down, trying to write poetry about my dog and stuff when I was really young. My parents were always buying me journals, and there was never a doubt in my mind that I wouldn't be a singer one day, like it was just what else was there to do in my mind, that's the only thing I thought I was good at and loved and always have. So yeah, I felt like I always knew I was going to be doing this. So it's crazy to like actually, be paying the bills somewhat and doing it. But
Now did singing coincide with learn how to play guitar, or was that like you just you needed the accompaniment? I can't speak.
no, you're good. So, no, exactly that. Like, so my stepdad tried to get me to learn how to play guitar whenever I was 8. Whenever he met me, he got me in guitar lessons, and I despised it. It hurt my fingers. It was boring. It didn't click with me. Like, nothing about it I wanted to do. In my mind, I was like, but I can sing. Why do I have to play guitar? You know? And my brother, he really picked up the guitar, and he was 2 years older than I am. And that like sibling competition kind of kicked in a little bit because he got really good really quick. And I was like, man, so kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. And I wanted to play guitar, but he would play and I would sing, and we'd go around doing open mics, just singing like Johnny Cash and Patsy Cline songs. And then he signed up for the military when he was 18, I was 16, and we had been like playing open mics for a couple years. So that's when I was like, well, man, like I really do enjoy performing now and like going out. Like, yes, I should probably learn how to play guitar. So I saved up the summer that he left and bought like a little Ibanez, beginner's guitar, and played my first show like 3 months later.
Nice. And I was talking to JD Graham a couple weeks ago, and I was complimenting on his finger picking, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like, I started playing like that because it makes it sound so much fuller."
Oh,
And
yes.
you
Yeah.
you play the same way, and
Oh, that's cool.
it's really cool how proficient that you are. That you definitely hold your own in the guitar sense
Oh, dude. Well,
of playing.
thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say. Um, yeah, I started learning how to fingerpick for that exact reason. Like, I was never really comfortable strumming. I've always been like a really soft guitar player. And whenever I got with Nick's an incredible guitar picker. He's just incredible at the guitar in general. He can do it all. And that's when I really started learning. And I remember I learned a Gillian Welch, her version of Make Me Down a Pallet on My Floor. And that's the first song I learned how to fingerpick to and do that like alternating bass line. And it changed everything. Like it changed the way that I write, and, melodically there was so much more freedom. So yeah, absolutely. It makes things sound fuller and it's really fun. Like,
Yeah, with your songs, is it like are landscapes a big inspiration
oh
to your music?
yes,
Because
absolutely.
that's what comes across
Well,
really.
I'm glad that you said that because I mean, I was always an outdoor kid. Like, I grew up out in the country in Hamilton. And then whenever I moved when I was younger, we lived in the country in Brownwood. And every summer from the age of like 13 to whenever I graduated, my family, we'd go out to Ruidoso, New Mexico. And I really fell in love with the mountains. I fell in love with, just the crisp air and the streams. And I've always loved fishing. So being outside, it's always been like where I feel the most serene. And yeah, I mean, it inspires me the most. Like I definitely feel like nature is my muse, mostly.
Yeah, to me as the listener, it definitely comes across like that.
That's
It just
awesome. I'm so glad.
yeah, it definitely paints like a soundscape, and it just like the one I was like, man, I need to see more mountains because I've only seen you know the Appalachian and going down through the Shenandoah and
Yeah.
whatnot, and
Man, I've never seen that area though. I bet that's gorgeous.
yeah, it's more green than like when you think like traditional mountains. It's green, it's flat, and then you look up, you see the mountains with the snow caps and everything.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen that. I don't think in real life. Probably
It's
not.
stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like snow-capped mountains. There's nothing like it. But yeah, Colorado's the place to go for sure, I think. Or, Salt Lake City, Utah. Heard that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like my buddy said. Like you can just drive, but they're always there, and it seems like they just don't move and
Yeah.
for hours. So that would definitely be a cool drive.
Yeah. You got to do it. That's awesome.
Yeah. And your music would be a great soundtrack.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, man. That means a lot to me. I mean, I'm really glad that like that's a takeaway from my songs for you. That's awesome. I like
Yeah.
that.
Now I wanted to ask. I love every time I see a video, I see a picture. I know it's you because of the hearts.
Oh yeah.
What's the story?
So, whenever my boyfriend Nick and I, whenever we met, we first started playing music together. And we played for about, 6 months together before we ever started dating. And we were playing at a brewery in Shreveport one night. And I'd already been like kind of jonesing for the guy, but like, kicking it off because I mean, we had such a good thing going. Like, I really enjoyed being around him and like playing music together. I didn't want to mess it up. So I was kind of keeping it to myself and planned on ignoring it, but we were playing that John Prine song, In Spite of Ourselves, his duet with Iris DeMent. And there's the line in the chorus that goes, Nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. And I remember I looked at him and I said, Man, like, if only I could make my eyes look like hearts when I sang that to you. And he was like, You just don't see my eyes when I look at you. And I was like, Oh boy. And that's when I like realized that, it wasn't just me that like felt that way. And, like from that night forward, it was kind of like a joke with ourselves, like playing that song. And then the first time I did the hearts, it was Larry Joe Taylor Fest. God, 3 years ago. And, it's kind of just a little love letter to him whenever we're on stage. Like, my pupils don't have to look like hearts. They're right here, But yeah. And just it stuck, it felt right as soon as I did it. And I was like, oh, like, I think this is something I'll do forever, But yeah.
That's an awesome story.
No, thanks. No, thanks. It's the truth. Like, it truly is the truth. But yeah, crazy how time flies. It's wild. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, man. It's like deep and very caring. And I, I thought you'd just be like, one day, just
Just felt like it. No. Yeah. Yeah. It was like almost like a little surprise thing whenever I walked out with the makeup. It's like, look, like, here they are. For you. But
that's cool. I really like it's uniquely you. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like
thanks.
as soon as you see him, you know who you're watching. You know, you could have aviators on and a hat, and everybody knows who it is.
I
Because like,
love that.
yeah, it's very unique. Because like I was talking to Shelby Stone, I said, is the blue hair like your
Yeah.
trademark now? And she's like, yep. She's like, get recognized at CVS now.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, because I feel like some of the male guys they have their things. It's more on like the mustache side, and it's cool. It's cool to
Yeah.
see the females have their own thing too.
Yeah. I don't disagree, man. And I love God. I remember I love Shelby's hair so much. Sorry, my dogs are wrestling. Hey, quit. Stop. It's like they always know when I'm doing something. It's like, how can
Yeah,
we be rambunctious? Stop. But no, I think Shelby's hair and it suits her so well, you know. And I love that she's like really dove into it with the whole color scheme. Like it rocks. It absolutely rules. And yeah, I think you're exactly right. I love seeing more women in the scene kind of get their own trademark. It's so cool, man. And it gives the fans something to kind of hang on to, you know?
yeah,
But I like it. I think it's rad.
yeah, dude. Man, I always talk about this, but when I was watching Caitlin Butts's speech when she accepted that award, and she was like telling like little girls, "Don't be discouraged," you know, and man, I never realized, you know, I always say like as a man, I never thought that would be a thing, and like I see it in the comments, and I see it from like people that are like generally like they're being genuine when they're like, "Man, I just don't like female artists," and I'm like, "Why?" Because
It's
that
so
was
insane.
yeah, and that was the coolest thing going from like listening to heavier music to listening to Texas country and like your music and everything. It's you hit frequencies that no one else can. You know, like and it's just a different voice. It's a different take. And it's I appreciate it so much because you know on the male side it's like a lot of like it's being like yelled at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
it's like it's very soothing to hear, and I love the delivery of like of it, and it's really weird how that comes across because coming from having like almost zero like female artists, and I thought people would embrace it more.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I feel the same way. Like, I've heard that comment a few times. I mean, you get people that come up and they mean it as a compliment, you know? It's like, hey, like, I think you're great. And like, I don't usually like female artists. And it's like, oh, thanks, you know? But like, you know, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me that they, you know, it comes out like as a compliment.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if you like me, you're gonna love my friends, you know? And it's like stuff like that. Like, I just don't understand it. And it, you know, honestly, like I try to look at it in a way of like, you know, maybe they just don't have, you know, maybe they're not exploring, you know, like maybe they're not going out of their way to like listen to female artists. And I bet they'll change their mind. I hope they do.
yeah,
But yeah, it's wild. Totally wild.
yeah, and it could be innocent because I never really thought of it until like Della Rose was like, "Yeah, that's not a compliment," and I was like, you know what? Some people may not know that it
I
hurts a
do.
little.
It does. I do think it is completely innocent though. Like, I mean, I haven't had a man say that to me where I felt like it was malicious or anything. I always feel like they truly do think it's a compliment. They think they're like telling you something really nice. And that's really nice that they wanted to like give you a compliment. But yeah, I mean, they still shouldn't say it, but it's fine. Like,
Yeah, I like I said, like the frequencies you can because after COVID, I was you weren't going to find me being interested in acoustic guitar after that unless it was someone like you playing. Or there's very few male artists that I have any interest in watching with an acoustic. I don't know what it is. Some people for me they hit it, but man, it 99.9 if it's a female with an acoustic guitar, I am 100% interested because
I love that.
it's just the way how especially if you can finger pick like you, it's a very full rewarding. I don't miss the band. Where
Yeah.
and I think it's just because a lot of the males they're different, but it's still in the same like chunk of frequencies. But I really feel like when the music's hitting with a full band, they go different places than with an acoustic. But man, you get a female, it just it's just so much more. You can hit the same thing as cymbals, which is high up in that shimmer area that
Yeah.
just really shines, and I just really I'm just there for it. Just it's very more pleasing audibly. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I love that. No, I hear what you're saying. I think it's really beautiful that you can appreciate it that way. I think that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, yeah, just a different range of vocals and like, yeah, like the shimmery, like you were saying with the cymbals. I never thought about it that way. That's really cool. But no, I feel the same way. And I mean, I think a lot of like women kind of have this like subtle angst about them. Like they're, not that they're trying to prove anything, but like they're going to put their whole soul in anything they spent the time to craft in this scene. I really feel like that's been my experience, anyways. And not that there aren't men that do that. Those are the men that I like that do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of my friends, like Race and Niles and Nick, I mean, they do that. They're full of soul. But yeah, I mean, you hear too much stuff that just sounds the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a new wave coming around, though. I think it has been coming around for, half a decade now. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. So yeah, you're you're definitely on that wave. And so do you have a new album in the works?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be out in the springtime, maybe in the fall if we decide to push it back again. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing's recorded. It's going to be 15 tracks. We kind of have it just, we're just waiting on it. We're like doing some little tweaks and stuff, just getting it exactly right. I mean, some of these songs were recorded whenever Mountain Daughter was recorded 2 years ago. So, your voice, even in the past 2 years, I feel like my voice is kind of like deepened a little bit, like literally gotten a little bit deeper and has like a different tone now. So I'm like kind of wanting to like recut some vocals and just like, modernize it a little bit to fit what I'm doing now 2 years later. So we're just working on all that and I'm excited about it. But I'm also excited about the next one. So I'm ready to get this one out there
Yeah.
ASAP.
I'd say all your music that's available sounds fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, there's no like it's crazy because normally like you hear like the evolution of you're doing better and you can put more finances into your production, but it doesn't have that. It all sounds top notch from the
Oh,
first
thank you.
all the way down. And are you on this new stuff? Did you work with Josh Arado on it?
So Serato, he played on Stand, the single that we just released
Yeah,
last Friday, and then he played on Lone Star State of Mind. And Josh was also the engineer on those two. And those were a lot of fun. We had a great time. And his playing, especially on Lone Star, is just incredible. Oh my God, it's so good. Like that lead every time. Niles, he's been playing guitar for me for a few like full band shows, which has been so much fun. And he nails that lick too. And it's so awesome, like to hear it live, like in a show setting. But yeah, man, I mean, Serato is a beast. I was really happy that he was a part of those, especially
yeah,
Stan, because he was in Six Market Boulevard. That's a Six Market Boulevard song. So that was really cool. But
yeah. You have a really cool TikTok video of you covering that.
thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. Allison and she's on my management team. We just have little content days and we have a blast. She's so great. Like, she makes things so much easier. I'm so grateful for her. But yeah, we had fun. That was fun.
Is the area you record at, is it like really secluded? Because it feels like it's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's a cool vibe
It
to it.
is. It's on my grandparents' property where I, grew up out there, running around with my cousins. And so they call it Canute's Cabin. And it's like this old, it was built in the 90s, but it's like a, recreation of like a late 1800s cabin. And it has like a dog run that splits like the bedroom and like the kitchen and living room area in half. This big old porch on the back. It's so gorgeous. I love it. But yeah, that's where we've been doing our filming, and it's super fun just out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it looks like a cool landscape. It looks like it'd be a great place to do like writing sessions
Oh,
and whatnot.
yes. Yes. I've been like, Nick and I have been kind of dreaming about doing like a songwriting session out there sometime, just like a writer's retreat. And then also, I mean, like Pat Mansky, my producer and engineer on my stuff, most of my stuff, he can like grab his gear and move to that house and hang out with us for a week if he wanted to. So we've been trying to dream that up for a couple of years now.
So where do you write your best content? You think or songs?
Man, honestly, like on the road, I feel like. Like I get really, inspired by travel and like different scenery, obviously. And a lot of the time on the road, we have downtime or try to have downtime where we're in Arkansas right now. And, just, being in a new place around different people and different weather, different scenery, it really gets me going. So, yeah, I think on the road is where I write a lot of my stuff, my good stuff, anyways, I think. But
Nice. Now, if you had you travel somewhere and the show's not for another day and you have free time, what's the first thing you would do in a new place? Do you have a preference of where you would go?
I usually go thrifting, like, especially if I'm in, like, the Midwest or, like, somewhere, like, far away from home, because like, I'm just so curious about, like, what their style is and, like, what kind of things they donate because back home, it could be, like, like say I want a pair of Rockies, I might find some of those in Wyoming, in like a Goodwill. But back home, people know that they're cool, so they'll snatch them up. So I'm always so curious to see what's in there. I go thrifting. That is usually my first thing. I like to check out like a local like coffee shop if they have one, like a mom and pop place. Nick and I are huge foodies. And I mean, if we're in Colorado or somewhere beautiful and the weather's great, we'll find a hiking trail and sometimes we have our fishing poles, which is always best case scenario, and we'll find a lake or something. But yeah, I mean, thrifting, food, outside. Like those are my top three things to do at a new place.
Nice. It's it's funny because I always thought there was a secret to looking like a badass artist, and you always have great clothes, and
Thanks.
everybody always says thrifting, and I, I've been wanting to do it, but it's like how do I just I feel like I'd be cosplaying, just showing up.
Well, I think sometimes, I mean, you just have to get comfortable with it. Cause I mean, don't get me wrong, like I had to like want to get into it and try really hard. I was always curious, but I don't have like a large attention span and I have to be in the mood to hunt. But what helped me is like, you get a really good organized store, you find the colors that you like and you start there. And I'm huge on texture. So I'll just like run my hands over it until something like feels nice. I'm like, oh, what does this look like? That saves me a lot of time because I'm always in a hurry. But yeah, I mean, just jump into it, man, and like everybody belongs there. Just go to like a weird like Goodwill or something.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna give you weird looks.
yeah. I always tell people, or always wish that like at the merch booth, there's your picks of what you found at the thrift store, so you can
Oh, I
just be
love
like
that.
you can be like looks inspired by Presley, and
I love that.
there's the rack.
That's great, actually. And like that would save me because I go through like so many different seasons with my style. And like, say I really was into purple 2 years ago, and now I can't stand purple, but I have all these cool purple things. So no, that's an incredible idea. Actually, I might have to do that. And just resell my stuff instead of letting it rot in the closet. Like,
Yeah, yeah, because I know so many people do it, and I brought it up a couple times, and I've always thought of it. And like, just put a rack up, because they might have seen you in a TikTok video of something
yeah,
and whatnot, and even better if you're the same size.
yes. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that idea. I think I'm going to have to do that. That's incredible. Like,
It's kind of like you're like your own clothing line that you
yeah,
didn't have to design, stitch, and whatnot, and it's cool, especially somebody idolizes you so much. They can. I really feel like it'd be a cool thing, especially if you're a huge Presley Hale fan and you're wearing something that you wore and you pick your guitar up. I think that
yeah.
gives somebody a different, especially if you're plateaued, if you've got writer's block, but like you're sitting there with your like an artist you love and respect, and I think there's some energy that could be
I think
taken
so
from that.
too. Maybe some mojo. I mean, I feel like I'd like to think I'd have some mojo if I got to wear one of like Gillian Welch's dresses or something. Or like one of Emmy Lou's pairs of jeans. Like, yeah, surely there's some magic in there, right?
Yeah,
No, that's cool. I love that idea. That's awesome.
yeah. It's funny. A lot of the country artists. some of their outfits, I just, my mom was a hairdresser, and I just remember her telling my dad, like, I need these. These are these are for they're for, they're for my job. I need to look stylish and whatnot.
Oh,
And I loved. I guess that's like I spent a lot of time shopping with my mom, and it was always fun to watch her like put outfits together. And she worked as a she owned a hair salon for a while, and I, of course, good help's hard to find, but guess who's always available? The kids.
oh,
So I went and would work, and I just remember people commenting on it, and I always liked fashion, but I never had any fashion sense. Like in high school, I would wear like Slayer shirts and leather jacket, and
hey, that's style though.
just I just remember I had long hair. I cut off like 16 inches of my hair, and this is gonna date me. I went to the mall. I went to Structure. I just walked right up to the guy, and I said, "I want what's on that mannequin." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I want that outfit." Because I didn't know. It was like a sweater vest, and like it just. I remember going in, sitting in it on the lunch table, and my friends they were like, "Who the hell are you?" I'm like, "It's Patrick," and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can't sit here anymore. You can't headbang. you know,
You can't headbang
you're not
anymore.
wearing any leather." It's just funny. I like it, I would Caitlin Butts. I just man, I love and Sierra Farrell is another one that
Dude.
man, it's so good. I would love to have a wardrobe like that, but not well. You know what I
I,
mean?
I mean, I still struggle with my style daily and like have little existential crises, being like, who am I? Like, what do I want to wear? Like, and I mean, really, dude, like, whenever I was in high school, I just wore, skinny jeans, Converse, and the same hoodie every
Yeah,
single day. There was no sense of style for me. And once I graduated and there was no more dress code, it was like, oh, wow, like, I can actually wear like tank tops and like rips in my jeans and just wear whatever. But no, thrifting, like, really, I find pictures of myself in my early thrifting days from like 3 years ago. And I'm like, what was I wearing? What was I wearing? But I felt cool, felt really awesome in the moment. And that's all that matters. But yeah, I mean, everybody's got style. You just got to dig down for it.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And it does play a part. It's a big 3D kind of world when you're, especially when you're the lead artist, the lead singer. Your name is on the marquee. Uh,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I know that I love, like artists like Caitlin Butts and Sierra Farrell, when I can look at them and be like, wow, like I feel like I know what your personality is like just based off this badass dress you're wearing, you know? Like, no, I think that stuff's awesome. So yeah, I mean, it does have a huge part to play visually. And as a brand, which I mean, branding is pretty important, but yeah, I think that's super cool. I would love to have Sierra Farrell's closet too. Her outfits are insane. Like,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's definitely a cool dynamic because when you see everybody come out and because like I would just wear like a black V-neck, the standard guitar player uniform, but
yeah.
when a bunch of people walk out with some style, you're just interested. Your
Yeah.
eyes see it, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to the band. I'm gonna end the conversation and see what all these outfits are about.
Yes. What are all these outfits about? I love that. No, exactly. Exactly.
but at one of your shows, what's the one thing like if I came to your show and I saw you play for the first time, what would be the if you could have me say what the biggest takeaway was from a performance of yours?
Man, like, I'm sure it gets said all the time, but like, the stuff that really makes my night, gets me going, is like when people come up and they're like, man, like, this one song that you had, like, really resonated with me. And like, bonus points if they're emotional. Like, that always makes me emotional too. And I live for it. but they'll tell me their story. And it used to be a little hard for me knowing that like these songs that I wrote for a very personal reason are going to be adapted in their own very personal reasons sometimes. But for them to like share that with me, it means the world. It absolutely means the world to me. So I don't know. I just want people to feel heard or like feel seen. I mean, like I have a song about like losing my brother, and that's my favorite song in the set every night because I feel like it's my Leo moment to have with him, where I kind of am only focusing on like him and me in that moment on the stage. And when I get people talking to me about that song specifically and their experience with grief, like that means the world to me. It truly does, because I mean, music got me through it. It still is, with everything. So I just want people to feel less alone and heard and safe that they can come share that story with me.
Yeah, it's and no one really like how like no one ever just came up to you to be like, hey man, with these songs, you're gonna have people come up to you, and you know what I mean. Like it's just kind of like hits you all at once with
Yeah,
like who prepared you for someone to come up and tell you their story, and it's just like a weird like dynamic of how the song helps you, and you have people that come up and tell your story, and
yeah,
it, it's it's really cool how it keeps the memories alive.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you play so many places, and I mean, they kind of just at some point all kind of run together a little bit. Like your
Yeah,
bar gigs, your menu venues, they all kind of group together. But I can usually always remember where I was when I heard that story and shook that person's hand or hugged their neck. And yeah, it does. Like it makes me remember it more, and it also helps me remember why I'm doing it. So that's nice because sometimes you need that.
yeah, and it is crazy just how therapeutic music can be because I've never really experienced it in the harder genres. It was just kind of like like they let's just write a brutal song, like and have all these like crazy stories of like that they're all make believe, and then you go over because I know what song you're talking about because I listened to it and I was like, man, I'll let a song like that come up like organically because I don't
Yeah,
I don't know what kind of mood you're in or whatnot, and just because that's one you can hear and you're like, oh, like oh wow, and it's the lyrics in it are just it definitely shows how great your writing is,
oh, thank you.
and it's the music almost caught me into it because like I've been really really trying to be lyrics forward, but it's just one of those songs that, man, if you're not paying attention, it can also take you away to the. I mean, it's a cool melody, but man, the writing on that is definitely fantastic, and it definitely showed it. You have a lot. It like you said when you knew you wanted to. It's very poetic, and it's very easy to hear your lyrics and to see like moving pictures in my head, which that's when I know like I love the song and stuff like that. But you have a very good connection with me with that of being able to there may be a music video, but I have one playing in my head, and that's
I
when I
love that.
that's when I know I'm listening to a cool song. But
I
it's
think that's really awesome. That means a lot to me. Thanks for saying it.
yeah, and like I wish I had better words to describe how calming your voice is, and it you know it's weird to say, and it like if I was to I knew you weren't old, but if I was just listening to your voice, I would think you're like a very well established in your career, and then but I know like you see the first video and you're like, wow, that's a polished voice. It has a very old soul. Like but I love how you say that it's still changing, and it's really cool because just hearing it, just you're like, wow, this is a very established voice. Of you would think of somebody that has like a very very long career, and it's really cool that you are young, and it's going to be really cool to see like how it goes.
Well, thanks. I mean,
Did
I
you-
really appreciate that. And I mean, I'm curious, too, because I mean, to see what it's going to sound like in 5 years. But maybe we're there. Maybe we're there. I kind of hope we're there. But no, it is wild. Like, I wasn't expecting it either. But
Yeah, I'm glad you took that as a compliment because it was very like I'll write something out. And I'm like, man, that could sound weird, you know. I'm always like second guessing of what I say, but now it's like it's it's just very very polished. It's very I love what Cynthia said. Very peaceful and like it's I don't know. Like listen to the song "A Horse Named Mosquito." It's very calming
that's
and
really sweet.
it just kind of like melts into your ears and it's just like don't have to struggle, you know, and you just know it's just gonna I don't know. I just like it.
Well, thank you. No, that actually that means a lot to me because I mean, I've always struggled like listening back to myself, and it's just I really enjoy singing. That's why I do it. But if, it's just hard for me to listen to myself. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for liking my voice. It's very
Yeah.
sweet. Like,
Yeah. It, now like are you like the kind of artist that like hoards gold when pe- you just feel you're like, oh, I didn't hit this song, and I you know people tell this is great. Do you always like do you have that second doubting of because it is weird like once you take the headphones off and you listen to it played back because your voice sounds different and it's just it is weird because I've heard singers. I've heard them like, man, some singers are like, they're great critics until it comes in themselves. Now,
yeah.
is it hard to convince you that you knocked it out of the park?
Yeah, I mean, like, I might feel that way, like, with the headphones on, like, you're exactly right, like, if I'm in the studio and I'm doing takes on a song, like, and I feel that way, and it's like, "Wow, like, I really nailed that," but and then even listening back with the headphones on, I still, like, usually pretty like it, but whenever I'm, like, in, like, the control room and I'm hearing it back, I'm just like, "Did I hit that note, y'all?" Like, "Was that pitchy?" Like, "Do I need to get in there?" And they're like, "No, you're fine, like, don't worry about it," and it's like, "But I am worrying about it, like,
Yeah,
can you punch me in?" But no, I mean, I've learned, like I mean, all my heroes, they did a lot of like live recording and stuff. Like you couldn't punch yourself in. And that's a goal of mine to like do a live record and not be able to punch myself in. Just because I think it's really cool to like, that's the best that y'all did it. You did it together and that's, on to the next kind of thing. So I feel like I would like be less hard on myself if that was an option. Cause you can't just sit there and recut, recut, recut. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of really good friends in the studio with me usually that can talk me back down to earth. But yeah, I mean, we're all our own worst critics.
yeah,
Are you really an artist if you don't, do that to yourself occasionally? Like
yeah.
that
I
was a joke.
definitely hear you saying, and I absolutely love the production on your songs. It really feels like you're in a listening room having an experience. There's no like plastic feel. It's a definitely like in the moment, and you can hear. It's a really cool experience that I've really found on the side of the genre that that you're on. It's I just really like how there's soul. You know,
Thank you.
you can
Thank
feel
you.
it from your voice all the way down the line to the bass to the guitars and to the percussion. It feels like it feels real, and it's just priceless in the world of when you do turn on the radio and it's just that is so lacking and
Yeah.
it's crazy because what you're doing and with your talent, when I turn on that radio, it should be someone like you. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
that's why I love doing these. And I also love doing the podcast because people can see that like you're also a very nice person.
oh,
You know,
thanks. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're very nice too, and like it's really great to like be able to talk to somebody who really cares about like who they're talking to and what they're talking about, because it is fun to talk about this stuff and like we talk about it amongst ourselves all the time, and it's great to be able to like talk to a stranger, and like you're not a stranger anymore, but it's a lot of fun for me and a lot of fun for other artists I know. So thanks for like taking the time out of your day to care about it and talk about it. Like it's awesome.
yeah, because a lot of people be like, "Oh, you have your own music," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, how come we don't ever hear it or see it?" And I'm like, "Man, the channel got big because of people like you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna ride on the coattails like you did all the hard work. You know what I mean? And and everybody I've talked to has been great. So like I'm the guy in the car, like listen to this. Here's the new track, and that's what I want. I want people to be able to turn the radio on and hear your music, hear your voice, because like it's just weird how they pick their favorites and just that's it. That's
Yeah.
it until the next cycle. And I just never. I'm just not a big fan of repetition when it's not good. Like if it's good, you know what I mean. Like obviously something will get played out for a while, but it's still good. It's not because you listen to it so much that's why you like it. When you first hear it and you're impressed by the talent, the tone, and the voice, the stories, and stuff like that. And that's what like with people like you are doing is bringing that to the forefront of that, and I love it. I'm at like the right age of like to really know that like it's really good stuff, and more people should be consuming it. And
Yeah.
hey, if I can help you get bigger and bigger tour, I won't have to come down to Texas to see it. So it's like win-win.
Where are you from? Like where do you live now?
I'm in Delaware.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, when people hear that, because a lot of people thought for a while I was in Texas, and I was like, no, no, I'm all the way out here in the Northeast, but yeah, like I'll be at the stockyards.
Oh my gosh, you are. Yes.
Yeah,
In when is that?
Stocktober.
October? It's
Uh,
October. Oh my God. That's so exciting.
yeah,
Yay. I'm so glad that's happening. I'm so glad that we're all going to be there. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be so awesome.
yeah, that'll be the first time I meet everybody.
Oh my
I've ever,
God. That's
I,
so exciting.
yeah, Talbot sent me the list. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool, because last year there was a ton of people, and it feel like it got too big for the white elephant, but yeah, having the rhinestone, and I've seen videos of it, and it looks like a big place, so we're gonna be able to pack more people, and it's really cool. I like how all the artists. It's really cool when the artists they've never met each other to listen to them talk, and like we had Bill Corbin there. The guy goes,
Oh wow.
John Cott
Wow.
was like, that guy was an American Aquarium. I must meet him now. I'm like, yeah. It's just really cool to see everybody, you know, get just have create relationships and to meet each other, and it's just yeah, it's a really cool night.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm excited to see you guys down there.
I'm so excited, man. Like I'm excited to like meet a whole bunch of other people too. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like that's such a huge part of this industry that I certainly didn't understand at first, like it wasn't until doing the songwriter showcase for 2 years that Larry J.O. puts on. And I mean, we met Race that way. We got close with Niles. I mean, we met everybody that way. Everybody that we're friends with now, just about like we met them there. And it's incredible. And like, I'll encourage any young artist or any artist at all to just go and shake some hands, ask some questions. You never know when you're gonna meet your next best friend.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a lot of the whole music thing is about building them bridges and relationships.
It just makes
100%.
things less lonely and fun too, just like having a big group of people who understand, everything that you might go through down the line. Like you can talk about the hardships of the road and your no dinner schedule because you're playing super late and stuff. But being with people that get it, it's really cool. It makes things feel like you have kind of a community in that really niche lifestyle sometimes.
Yeah, cuz especially when you lead the band, and man, when somebody in your group's having a hard time or you're stressed out, it's nice to reach out to somebody that that had that same problem, because
Yes.
it's a lot. It's a lot when you know it, not like band mom, because like I managed the band. They called me Uncle Patrick, and I feel you feel like it's a big family thing. You don't want to see anybody struggling or suffering, and man, that's another toll too. But it's always nice to be able to call somebody up and be like, how should I proceed? How,
Yeah.
how do I do this? But yeah, I'm looking at the time, and we've been talking for like 50 minutes. I know you said he had a tattoo
No,
appointment.
you're good. I felt so silly. So like Steve reminded me a week ago that we had this scheduled and I was like, man, the one day I scheduled a tattoo appointment we're in Arkansas, of course. So no, man, I'm really sorry to cut this short.
It's fine.
But no, I can't wait to meet you in October. I mean, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. This was an absolute blast. I'm really glad we got to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, it completed. The circle is complete.
The gauntlet is finished.
The gauntlet.
Careful
Yeah,
with your snap. You got all your
yeah,
stones
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But
The
no.
stockyards will disappear.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm gonna have to find one of those plastic gloves now. Like, but no, that's great, man. I love it.
Yeah. Well, excited to see you guys down in the stockyards, and yeah, well, have a great tattoo appointment.
Thanks, dude. I'm very excited. Thank you so much. Like, truly, this is a great time.
Yeah, I had a great time talking to you as well. And as always, I know artist time is very precious, and thank you for taking your time to talk.
Oh, dude, likewise. Like, seriously, thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, you enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, man. You too. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
See you soon. All
Yep. See you soon.
right, bye.
Bye.